If I was starting out, if I was broke or I had very little money, if I had $5,000 in the bank account, right? And it was possible. Now, I understand for a lot of you guys, you have family to deal with, you have a girlfriend to deal with, you have this to deal with, that to do. I understand. But if you can, book a ticket out to Austria, book a ticket out to some remote place in America, book a ticket out to Iceland, book a ticket out and stay for 3 months in a place which is super cheap, right? So you can get some apartment in the center of Austria, or if you want to go to even maybe like the center of Barcelona, you could get a decent place, like whatever it may be, and just be with yourself for 3 months. You know, get away from your friends, get away from the things, you know, the day-to-day activities that you're doing which aren't bringing you the results you want. Get away from your family that's maybe whispering in your ear that this is a terrible idea. You need to like just be isolated. And guys, you could just sacrifice 3-4 months in isolation, just being on your own, working on this thing that's gonna literally provide you for the rest of your life. That would be my advice for someone starting out, because I honestly think that is that's the most important thing. I think isolation is where you grow, and I think so many people these days with social media and television and YouTube and all these distractions and things are just meant to make sure that we never have to deal with being alone with ourselves. And I think that's the scariest thing for everyone, is just having some alone time. You know, the way I can tell usually, and there are outliers, there are people that this doesn't apply for. Usually the way I can tell someone isn't successful is if their attention span is short, if they're constantly on their phone. And this is something I struggle with too, considering that like I run businesses on my phone, I make so much money on my phone. But I can tell when someone doesn't have those times where they're just alone with themselves, or doesn't do, you know, some sort of mindfulness practice or reading or anything like that. Usually I can tell they're broke. This world, like the people that can focus are the ones that employ the ones that can't, because the ones that can't need direction and need, you know, someone to show them exactly what to do. So guys, really, as I said, if I was starting out and I had even $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, let alone, let's say, even going and getting your own place, I would go, say I have relatives in like Russia or something like that, which I do. You know, I ask one of them, I'm like, look, can I crash with you for a month, 2 months? You know, if you moved away from your parents, go live back with your parents for like 2-3 months in their basement. You know, find a way, make it work. But for me, the key would be isolation and going like, look, for 3 months, I'm gonna, you know, lock myself in a room and make this happen. I think you should use hate as a motivator when you first begin. You know, the whole like the haters type thing? Like, I think you should use that in the beginning. I think you should be driven by like, you know, materialistic like bullshit at the beginning. I think you should be driven by like fear. Look, when I first started entrepreneurship, the reason I started all this was completely out of fear. Fear for what would happen in the future for me and my mom if I didn't do this. If I did not start a business, if I didn't, you know, start entrepreneurship, I was just so scared of what was gonna happen in the future that lit a fire under my ass every single day. I think, you know, the advice that, you know, don't use motivation, like, you know, prove them wrong and stuff like that, I think that's wrong. When you're first starting and you need to take action, I think the best way to take action is to get fired up, get angry. You know, get fired up, get angry, and then take that energy and put that into your business, put that into whatever you're trying to create. And then once you get further and further down the line, you can start going, look, I need to do this for the other people like me, right? I need to do this for the fact that like I'm so blessed that I'm even alive. I need to do this for the greater good. I need to do this for the world. I need to do this for society. And then you get to a place where it's like, I need to do this because I need to become the best version of myself. But when you're first starting, you're broke, you have no money, using I need to do this to become the best version of myself as motivation, I don't think that's very inspiring. When you first start anything, the biggest issue you'll encounter is apathy. It's the fact that like you're just kind of indifferent. You say you want something, but you don't really care that much. You say you want to have a business, but if you don't, whatever, you're kind of just going to continue living life as you kind of are right now, right? That's apathy. Apathy kills most people. Most people are just dead inside and they live life like this. You know, wherever you're at right now, just embrace it. If the cars motivate you right now, and that generally does motivate you, go for it. If proving people wrong motivates you, go for it. If doing something for the greater good of society motivates you right now, go for it.